Alright, so it's been almost a month now when the iPhone XS got released, and I've been dailying this phone ever since. I spent a good amount of time using this phone to give you guys my dead honest review on what I think about Apple's latest flagship phone. So if you're thinking about coughing up 1,000 big ones to get one of these, continue watching this video because I might save you some money at the end of this video. Appearance wise, this iPhone X is definitely different from previous iPhones, and this new no home button look is definitely here to stay for the future of all iPhones. And with the removal of the home button, you'll think it'll be very inconvenient to operate, right? But surprisingly, it seems to have made navigating the phone feel quicker, closing apps or switching back to the previous app feels a lot more smoother. Bringing down the control tab, on the other hand, is a big reach and can feel awkward. And launching the multitask menu, unlocking the phone now requires 1 or 2 more steps. Not sure what Apple was thinking with these current gestures, but I really hope to see them take note and make these gestures more convenient for us on the next iOS update. And taking a look at the keyboard leaves me more confused because I don't understand. Apple's big selling point for the X was the new edge to edge, it's all screen. Yet they didn't fully utilize the space as much as they should, leaving us with these gaps filled with nothing. But keep in mind, there's no perfect phone, and with its current market of all screen and no bezel design, forced Apple to become ambitious. And I like that. Giving us this beautiful OLED display for us Apple users, which was about time. But I'm no stranger when it comes to OLED displays, wireless charging or fast charging, since my previous Galaxy phone had all this, just without the notch. Which is something that many other reviewers will always touch base on. To me personally, the notch isn't a distraction. When I normally operate the phone, I really don't notice it, unless I actually try looking for it. But the only time the notch can really become annoying is when I'm playing a YouTube video, so I'm always watching the phone with the video like this. Which is a bummer because I can't really utilize the full 5.8-inch display without having the video being cut off. And the status bar on top, I really wish Apple would just give us users the ability to customize, like what we want to be shown on top. Since space is very limited, I wish we were able to change what's up there, kind of like the control tab customization. Because of this, I can no longer see my battery life percentage or my VPN status without bringing down the control tab. Another bummer about this phone is the app. Many developers haven't updated their app to be fully compatible for the 10 yet. So these apps are leaving us with these blank pillars on the side, but I guess this could be a good thing because I'm afraid to see how some games will play like. Having the notch block part of the game screen, which could be the reason why it's taken a while. Which reminds me, exiting some of these apps can become annoying because the home bar, if that's what it's called, is annoying when launching an app in landscape mode because it doesn't adapt or rotate to the phone's position automatically. So sometimes it's really challenging to exit these apps. And Face ID surprisingly works really well. I'll say 90% of the time. The only time Face ID doesn't work for me is when it's late at night and I'm barely awake and I'm checking my notifications. Unhealthy, I know. I notice that my eyes have to be fully awake and must be looking at the phone directly in order to unlock, which is great. Even if you're asleep and someone points your phone at you, it won't unlock, so you'll be safe from phone invaders. But in the pitch dark environment, the Face ID sensors will still read and unlock the phone just fine. The Face ID is jam-packed with so many sensors and has an AI ability to learn and adapt to changes. So if you shave or are wearing new glasses, it will learn to still recognize you and will be extremely difficult to fool unless you have an evil twin or a child that shares a lot of facial similarities. So personally, I would trade the fingerprint scanner for the Face ID because you'll no longer need to take off your gloves or clean your fingerprint if dirty to unlock your phone. But placed on a flat surface, you will be finding yourself doing an odd dance just to unlock the phone, or pointing the phone at yourself in an odd angle. And the Animojis, you will think it will be using the Face ID detection sensors, especially since it's exclusive to only the iPhone X, but after some experimenting, I didn't realize it just used the simple front camera after covering all the other sensors. In other words, they could have integrated this to all the other iPhones running iOS 11. So just like the dude from CNET, that's a bad Apple. And yes, Animojis are indeed fun to use, just wish it was more supportive to send in third-party messenger apps, kind of like Facebook. So how does the phone feel in the hands? It feels really nice to hold. The combination of the steel body and the glass body is very nice and feels extremely premium. It's IP67, which means it's splash, water, and dust resistant. The glass is what Apple is saying to be the strongest glass on any smartphone today. The camera hump that many other people I see are complaining about can be easily eliminated by putting a simple case, and thus you lower the risk of shattering your iPhone's glass body. So unless you're a rebel, I would highly recommend putting on a case, especially because the cost of the out-of-pocket repair for this phone is pricey. The camera is phenomenal. 4K recording at 60 FPS is insane. Hard to believe that phones are now capable of recording on these settings. Slow motion at 1080p is really fun, but portrait mode and video recording still needs some software improvement, in my opinion. But standard photo taking looks really good and really does utilize the dual camera setup. Wireless charging is amazing, fast charging is amazing. Just very unfortunate you need to buy additional accessories to take full advantage of this. I made a video covering more about this, and you can click above if you want to know more. The interior architecture has changed dramatically. As iFixit has shown in their awesome iPhone X teardown, they revealed that the iPhone X is using a similar build process where the PCB is stacked up on top of each other like a sandwich, something that was done on the first gen iPhone. So the internals are completely different from what we've seen in the iPhone 8 or 8 Plus. And doing so gave Apple enough room to give it a dual battery. And correct me if I'm wrong, but in theory, this dual battery setup will help improve the longevity of the battery life, which is awesome for us who sometimes forget to charge our phone overnight and need to do a fast charge without risking shortening our lifespan in our battery. A good 30 minutes charge will leave my iPhone at 6 or more hours of battery life. The specs are quite impressive. Performance on Geekbench have shown it's putting out some impressive numbers, coming close to MacBook Pro territory and outperforming some latest flagship phones. So my final verdict, this phone's absolutely amazing. Its structure is really well built, very premium, which is great for the price you're paying. The only thing that's holding it back is the iOS itself. It's just not fully optimized yet to take advantage of the iPhone's new body. Like sometimes just taking this phone out of my pocket would automatically trigger a screenshot. Like really? Annoying. It's just disappointingly, it's the iOS holding it back dramatically, making it challenging for me to honestly recommend. But would I personally get this over the 8 or 8 Plus? Yes, because this is definitely the new look of the iPhone for the future. So that's where I'm leaving this. So let me know your thoughts, your opinion, if you're picking it up, or if you have one, how are you liking it so far? And as always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not, to allowing me to continue making content like this for you guys. But until next time, peace.